welcome to Low Luxury, and welcome to a new series. Yes, I know you, my lovely viewers, love series on this channel, and I love doing series, and we got a new one today. I'm sure if many of you have been paying attention, you know that we have been doing some archival stuff, especially with Balenciaga, Demna Gvasalia, designers like that, and we've got something similar but different here, because I'm starting a new series called, wait for it, the Rick Owens rotation. Now that is different from archive, right? Well, why is that? Well, it's because I am interested not in archiving every Rick Owens piece throughout time, throughout seasons. I am interested in building an everyday wear collection from Rick Owens because I love the way his stuff looks and I find it super wearable, super comfortable. So I'm not archiving. I'm not coming at this from like a museum point of view. I just want the coolest collection of wearable stuff that I can get. So every episode of this show, we're going to take a look at 1, 2, 3 pieces that I've picked up recently from Rick Owens. We'll take a close look at them and we'll do some styling, try them on, put a look together. So today, without further ado, we have 2 pieces from Rick Owens' Dark Shadow. That's his kind of diffusion line below Rick Owens' mainline, but they have way more similarities than most main brand diffusion lines do, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we go through it. So we have a pair of Prisoner joggers, and we've got a Flag t-shirt. Yes, Flag. I'm super psyched on both of these. I think they look great, so let's dive in. Yo. Before we get too much further, subscribe to the channel. I make tons of luxury and streetwear content. And also, if you're looking for deals on luxury and streetwear, check the description. I've got some of the best sites with all authentic stuff. Check it out. Okay, so as we always do on this channel, I think we got to start off with the retail bags they come in. And as we mentioned, these are Dark Shadow. So they have the Dark Shadow logo on there, kind of bold and stretched out, kind of, I'd say, alien-esque looking, which, if you know anything about Rick Owens, I'd say is pretty fitting. The bag is biodegradable. Rick Owens, I think for a long time, he's been doing stuff a bit more sustainably than a lot of designers, which I always appreciate. And then we've got some retail stickers in the bottom right. And yours may or may not have this. I believe this is from the retailer, but it does have some of the important information like the model name, size, and a retail price. And talking about the differences between Dark Shadow and Mainline, price is a big one. Dark Shadow tends to be a bit cheaper than Mainline. I'd say it's usually like 60 to 70% the price of a Mainline piece. So this piece, if it was from Rick Owens' Mainline instead of Dark Shadow, instead of £229, this would probably be more like, I don't know, 300 or something. All right, let's open these up, and we'll start with the joggers. Beautiful. Dark Shadow stuff often has this little tag that comes down coming out of it with the logo on it. Love that. And the t-shirt. What do we got here? All right. They match. What do you know? So since I feel like joggers and sweatpants are probably one of Rick Owens' most popular silhouettes, let's start by looking at these. And one thing that will come with every single piece if you buy a new are these tags. So let's look at those. And the tags are most definitely different from what you get with a mainline piece. So similar kind of fabrication, this textured, thick piece of cardboard here. Dark Shadow printed on there in black. And again, super thick, way thicker than most tags you get. On the back of that, we got a sticker. Again, this is from the retailer, not too important. This will be on every single piece. We've got a model number, the model name, Prisoner Drawstring, color, black, size, small, and we'll talk about sizing later when we try these on. Got another white tag here, nothing on the back, and that opens up actually and has some stuff in there. Left side is Italian, right side is English, and that says, this product was created for you with specially developed and treated materials, which means that no two products are exactly alike. This is the kind of tag that every single luxury piece comes with. They just like to explain, hey, there's going to be some quirks to this piece. That's just how it is, and deal with it. And finally, we get a little packet here, again with the logo on it. It's a white pamphlet here, and I wonder what's in here. And I should have known it's an extra button. In case one falls off, this does have a button closure. All right, and now let's take a look at the tags that are inside these joggers. So inside the pants here, there's the back seam, and just to the right of those are the care tags. And Rick Owens, something he does differently from pretty much any other designer, is he always puts his care tags on these little hanging pieces of cotton or whatever fabrication the piece is made out of. So they're not sewn into the seam, they're kind of hanging off these little pieces of cloth here. And the tag is a very, very silky smooth kind of like light beige gray. Up at the top, it says Dark Shadow, then that model number, which matches the retail tags. Then you get this little size chart with like 4 quadrants here. All of them say size small. Our color, again, black, and composition, which is 100% cotton. And that's actually really interesting because it starts to get into one of the main ways that Dark Shadow is different from mainline Rick Owens. One of the biggest differences is fabrications. Dark Shadow tends to use much simpler, kind of just cheaper materials. Like as you see, this is cotton, and it's like a jersey material. It's kind of t-shirt material. Really comfortable, really nice, but Rick Owens, he would make these pieces in essentially the same silhouette. He makes drop crotch joggers all the time, but the difference is the Dark Shadow one is made of cotton, as you've seen. If this were mainline, it might be cashmere, virgin wool, mohair, stuff like that. So one of the biggest differences is in the fabrications because, hey, guess what? This thing is made in Italy. Just like mainline Rick Owens, they're actually made in the exact same factory. So the construction is exactly the same between Dark Shadow and mainline. If we move over from these tags right here, we get the classic Rick Owens tags, which are these 2 long strips that go right down the back here. So when you look at the backside of any Rick Owens piece, that's always a dead giveaway when you see these 2 kind of highway strip lines going down the back of the piece. And now taking a closer look at this piece, you'll notice some Rick Owens staples. As we already mentioned, this thing has a deep drop crotch. That is a much, much lower crotch than a normal pair of sweatpants here. And you can see the way he does that is by sewing in this kind of extra triangle of fabric down at the seam underneath the crotch seam here. So this whole big triangle here is an extra piece of fabric that gives it that drop. Another classic Owens-ism here is the elasticated waistband with the drawstrings. They're really, really long drawstrings. They hang down. It's another iconic piece of the design. And one thing that's actually specific to the prisoner silhouette that these are right here, the big change is this seam right here. So it's an extra little bit of detailing that makes it really interesting, gives it a unique look that's just slightly different from a normal pair of joggers. As we mentioned, it is a button closure, and I hate button closures. If you know anything about me, you know that. But the thing is, I don't mind it nearly as much when you've got an elasticated waist. So once we pulled this away, this flap here, we've got 1, 2, 3 buttons here that you can open up if you want, but I really don't see the need because, again, we got the waistband here. A big thing about Rick Owens, something he's always been huge on, is nice deep pockets. So these are huge. You can fit all sorts of stuff in there. I hate when luxury products have tiny pockets. I don't know why they love to do that. Rick Owens ain't about that life. He gives you big old chunky pockets here. You may have already seen some of the branding here. And we've got Dark Shadow, this little patch that's stitched down on all 4 sides. And here's the back of the piece here. And the biggest thing you'll notice here, another classic piece of Rick Owens' design, is the big old Velcro cargo pockets at the back. So these are nice and squared off with these big chunks of Velcro right here. Love the sound of Velcro. It's just so comforting to me, you know what I mean? You open those up, that's still black. And again, these are nice, sizable, just made out of the same cotton jersey material as the rest of the piece. And then, of course, we have the t-shirt, the flag t-shirt. And I love this because I think you'll see why I'm putting these 2 pieces together because they complement each other so well. But first, let's take a look at the tags that come with this piece. So again, these are on these pieces of cloth right here. We've got the Dark Shadow logo, model number, size. This is small, although I'd say Rick Owens stuff usually fits slim, but this is a very oversized fit, as you'll see. Color black, composition also cotton. It's like the exact same fabrication as those joggers, which again makes them go perfectly together. And finally, made in Italy. So the biggest reason I'm putting these two pieces together, aside from the identical fabrication, is this stitch right here. So coming down from the neck, you've got this seam and it comes up the shoulder and it starts right here and it comes down at a diagonal and then a light curve here and then straight down the front. So that matches perfectly with the extra seams that are going across the front of the joggers. You'll notice that this is a bit of a mock neck, but it's left raw, so it rolls off. Maison Margiela, I feel like, does this a lot, and I always think it's a really good look. I love a raw hem, and you don't see it very often at the neck. I mentioned this is oversized, but that goes for the sleeves as well. I would say that's quite a bit longer than your normal t-shirt sleeve. So again, this is a very unique silhouette that is different from most t-shirts that you'd see out there. And you've got that dark shadow logo right in there, but you can also see a couple stitches underneath it here. Now, what is that? So that's something that you see on the inside of these pieces, where you get a portrait and then dark shadow underneath, and that's on the inside of the piece. And then just like the joggers, these also have the dark shadow tag hanging out the bottom. So it's nice and long, it hangs off down there, and like we saw, it does have the logo kind of pressed into there. And this is really getting at another big difference between dark shadow and mainline, and that is dark shadow is just a bit more wearable. You know, it's a bit more streetwear and pretty much all black all the time. You get sweatpants, t-shirts, denim jackets, jeans, stuff like that. That is what dark shadow is best at. So if you're looking to get into Rick Owens, but you're kind of a bit scared of the super high fashion stuff that he does, dark shadow is a great way to get into the brand and start wearing some Rick. Okay, so now that we've seen the details of both of these pieces, I think it's time to try them on and put a look together. So what are we going to do for that? So how are we going to put this look together? Of course, we've got our t-shirt, we've got our bottoms in those prisoner joggers, but then we need some shoes and maybe a piece of outerwear. So we're going to stay as black as we can here, going with the theme, and we're going to throw in some nice casual stuff with these off-white suede sneakers. I love these so much. They're the Volks. I wear these all the time, and people always comment on them. They love them. And then we're actually going to elevate this look a little bit because so far it's very, very streetwear. So we're going to bring some tailoring in with this Balenciaga virgin wool kind of twill military jacket. And that's going to just bring us over the top, that little bit of tailoring, that little bit of luxury, and hopefully tie the whole look together. So let's throw these on and see what happens. All right, I can get behind this. I think this works. I like it with and without the coat. So it's more street without it, a bit more high-end with it. So I'm into this. Now let's start off by talking about sizing. And this is actually going to be kind of in two parts because there's very different sizing between these two pieces. First, let's talk about the joggers. So I would say when I'm looking for Rick stuff, I usually see people suggesting that you size up. But I actually don't think that's necessary. So these are tagged a size small. I'm a 30 waist, and they fit me great. I will say, maybe you could consider them tight because they fit me great without having to tie off the drawstrings, but I actually prefer that. So I think this size small is like a perfect size 30. So if that's what you're looking for, go for it. And same thing, I'd say medium 32, large 34, and so on. As for the t-shirt, that's a whole other world. So this is tagged a size small, but it's very, very intentionally oversized. So I'd say this fits more like a true to size extra large, potentially. I'd say right around there. Now keep in mind that is not the case for all Rick Owens t-shirts. In fact, I'd say usually they do fit slim. But in this particular shirt's case, the Flag t-shirt, it fits very oversized. So keep that in mind. And how do they feel? Fantastic. I mean, Rick Owens has consistently been incredibly intelligent with his fabrications, and this cotton jersey fabric is no different. It feels very, very soft, very breathable, and very expensive. Now, it's not the most impressive fabric of all time. Like I said, mainline Rick Owens, he's often using cashmeres and mohairs and virgin wools. This isn't that. This is cotton jersey t-shirt material, but for what it is, for what it's trying to pull off, this more streetwear look, it works perfectly. Both pieces actually also have a great little amount of stretch that's really important, especially in those pants. So I think these are great pieces individually. They go really well together, and I'm super glad that I'm highlighting these as the first pieces we're looking at in this series. So I hope you guys stick around because we're going to be doing more of these. If you're a fan of Rick Owens, make sure you stick around and keep an eye on this channel because I think you'll enjoy it. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Rick Owens' collection here on Low Luxury. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.